It is MagicCon Amsterdam weekend. How's the secondary market reacting to the news coming out of the event? Find out in this latest episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can pre-order the Hobbit products there. You can also now pre-order Reality Fracture products or find a vast number of other great items on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look in the description or comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. As I said in the cold open, it's MagicCon Amsterdam weekend, and with it comes a lot of Magic news, some of which is impacting the secondary market. Today we're going to look at all the cards that have moved at least 20% and $1 in either direction. In total, we'll see 10 cold cards moving down in price and 11 hot cards moving up. Quickly before we get started though, just one fast thing. I do want to say thank you to one of our gold patrons, and that is Todd Branch. Todd, thank you for your support on Patreon. Also, thank you for your support in other ways too, like the very generous super thanks tips you've given. I truly could not do this without viewers like yourself. So thank you again, Todd. And now, without any further ado, let's get into it. We'll begin with the top 10 coldest cards of the week. Let's jump right in with number 10, Nightmare Lash, down $1.12 to $4.45. That's a 20% decrease. This one per wonder dried up online recently, leading to a short-term price bump, but now copies have slowly re-entered the marketplace, so it's moving down this week. Number 9, Daredevil Fearless Fighter, down $1.25 to $4.57. That's a 22% decrease. This is from the Marvel Superheroes Jumpstart set, and if you've been watching the Market Watch videos over the last couple weeks, you know that many of the Marvel products encountered distribution delays, which raised the prices of some key cards. Now though, more product is getting into players' hands, so several cards are starting to see their price drop. That's what's happening here. In spite of the commander play, Daredevil Fearless Fighter has been getting as both a commander and in the 99 of builds. Number 8 is Lucky the Pizza Dog, down $1.47 to $3.52. That's a 30% decrease. Here's another Marvel Jumpstart card moving down in price as more copies get into players' hands. This too is seeing commander play. For example, many times it appears in builds around Ren and Ciri Inseparable. Number 7, Hit Monkey, down $1.59 to $6. That's a 21% decrease. Third verse, same as the first. This is another Marvel Jumpstart card moving down now that product is circulating more. Like the previous two cards, this also sees commander play. For example, sometimes it's in builds around the Serpent Society from the Marvel Superheroes main set. Number 6 is Krark Clan Shaman, down $1.87 to $6.50. That's a 22% decrease. This is a solid pauper card that combos with Toxin Analysis and decks like Grixis Affinity and Jund Wildfire there. Its price was slowly climbing for several weeks after the reveal of Hawkeye's Bow from the Marvel main set. The bow was going to be part of a 2-card kill combo in Pauper with Seeker of Skybreak, which happens to be a 1 toughness creature without flying. Players began grabbing copies of Krark Clan Shaman to have on hand in order to counter the upcoming combo. However, a few weeks ago, Wizards quickly banned Seeker of Skybreak in the format to keep things stable. Now Krark Clan Shaman's price is moving back down some. Number 5, Black Widow Agile Avenger, down $5.26 to $14.77. That's a 26% decrease. This is from the Marvel Superheroes Avengers Assemble Commander deck, and the new Commander decks have also encountered distribution delays. Those delays are part of the reason this card has been so expensive, but it wouldn't have spiked without demand. It is a Boros card that draws, so many Commander players are interested in having this in their 99. I've seen it in fresh builds run a couple cards from its pre-con, the front-facing Commander, Captain America Team Leader, and Director Nick Fury. Plus, I'm seeing Black Widow, Agile Avenger, and builds around several other commanders like Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. from the Marvel main set, for example. As you probably suspected, though, more copies of this are getting into players' hands, so the price is going down some this week. A week ago, this was number 1 on the hot list. Last week it arrived on the cold list at number 2. This week it falls 2 spots to number 4, Stronghold Gambit, down $5.62 to $18. That's a 24% decrease. This rather old 1-print wonder spiked aggressively a week ago because of its role in Legacy Reanimator builds. Those decks have been successful in the format recently. This week though, Stronghold Gambit's price continues to retract as more copies go up for sale in the wake of the recent spike. Moving up one spot this week to number 3, the Fantastic card, down $6.95 to $23.37. That's a 23% decrease. This is from Marvel's The Fantastic Four Commander deck. Distribution delays caused this card to become scarce in the short term, and that coupled with high demand made it pretty expensive. Speaking of demand, this is all over Legacy and Vintage now due to how powerful the Fantastic card can be with fast colorless mana and cheap/free artifacts. It's also seeing play in 1v1 Duel and regular Commander. However, the card's price is coming down again this week since copies are slowly getting out to players. Plus, many are worried that it could be banned in Legacy and/or restricted in Vintage. Wizards has said they are keeping an eye on it. Even with a possible banning looming over it and better distribution, it still remains pretty pricey. A week ago, this was number 4 on the hot list. Last week it fell to number 7, and this week it arrives on the cold list to number 2. Iron Man Modern Marvel, down $13.39 to $44.61. That's a 23% decrease. This is from the Marvel Superheroes Blue Welcome deck, and it too recently spiked because of distribution delays. Again though, it also takes demand to spike a card, and Commander players have been putting this in their artifact-centric builds around Tony Stark / the Invincible Iron Man from the Marvel main set. By now though, you know what's going on here. As copies finally get into players' hands, Iron Man Modern Marvel's price slides down. A week ago, this is number 5 on the hot list. Last week it moved up to number 4, but this week it takes the top spot on the cold list. Hulk Brutal Brawler, down $15.89 to $44.10. That's a 27% decrease. This is from the Marvel Superheroes Green Welcome deck, and as I mentioned, the Welcome decks have had distribution delays. Again, that's part of the reason this card was spiking, but there's also been some demand on it. Commander players are interested in Hulk Brutal Brawler, and I've seen it in builds there around Hulk Strongest There Is from Marvel Jumpstart and Bruce Banner / the Incredible Hulk, as well as Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. from the Marvel main set, for example. Much like so many other cards on the countdown though, this week it too is moving down as copies finally start to get into players' hands. Alright, time for the main event, the top 11 hottest cards of the week. We'll get started with number 11, Will of the Mardu, up $1.09 to $3.90. That's a 39% increase. This is from the Tarkir Dragonstorm Mardu Surge Commander deck. It has been seeing Commander play in several builds, like the ones around Zergo Stormrender from its Precon, and Caesar Legion's Emperor, for example. However, recently this began seeing more play in the format thanks to some new cards, and that's the reason for the price increase. You now see Will of the Mardu and Commander builds around Silverquill the Disputant from Secrets of Strixhaven, Monica Rambeau / Photon Living Light from the Marvel Superheroes main set, and Marvel Boy Novar from the Marvel Jumpstart set. Number 10 is Creeping Corrosion, up $1.14 to $4.86. That's a 31% increase. This older one-print wonder had been seeing some Commander play in decks around Egra Eater of All, for example, but the card's moving up now because of its role in the modern format. Izzet Affinity decks are performing very well there currently, so players need some anti-artifact sideboard options. In fact, Izzet Affinity is one of the top decks in the field to Pro Tour Marvel Superheroes at MagicCon Amsterdam this weekend. Because of that deck's presence there, some speculators have been picking up copies of Creeping Corrosion. It has been a go-to sideboard card in decks like Selesnya Energy for matchups against Izzet Affinity. Coming in at number 9 is Paleoloth, up $1.37 to $5.61. That's a 32% increase. This is another older one-print wonder that dried up online this week, leading to the price increase you see here. It can be a solid Commander card. For example, sometimes you see it in builds around Mael the Anima. Number 8, Grinning Demon, up $1.23 to $5.89. That's a 26% increase. Here's yet another very old one-print wonder. This one is jumping because of the play it's seeing in the pre-modern format. Grinning Demon has been in mono black Ponza decks there for a while, but now I'm seeing more players trying it out in Moneyball and Dimir control builds as well. I've also seen this in some John Irenicus Shattered One Commander decks, but the pre-modern format is the key driver for its price spike. Number 7 is Lazotep Quarry, up $1.44 to $7.12. That is a 25% increase. This is from the Modern Horizons 3 Tricky Train Commander deck. It's moving up now in part because of the play it's been seeing in Legacy. There it's found in both the Boros Energy and Nick Fit builds. Lazotep Quarry also appears in 1v1 Duel and regular Commander decks too though. In 1v1 Duel Commander, it's in builds around cards like Thalia Exuberant Shepherd and Lumra Bellow of the Woods. Over in regular Commander, it's been in decks around Omo Queen of Vesuva from its Precon and Atla Palani Nest Tender. However, I'm also now seeing it showing up at times in builds around a new card. That's Loki, God of Lies from the Marvel Superheroes Villains Unleashed Scene Box. Number 6 is Black Panther Claws of Bast of $1.61 to $9.36. That's a 21% increase. This is from the Marvel Superheroes White Welcome Deck, and distribution delays caused some of the key Welcome Deck cards like this one to get kind of expensive. Even as more product gets out to players, this particular card's price is still moving up this week. The demand is coming mostly from Commander players that want to use this in builds around Black Widow Double Agent from the Marvel main set. Quickly before we get to our top 5, just a fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can pre-order the Hobbit products there. You can also now pre-order Reality Fracture as well, or find any number of other great items on their website, magic related and otherwise. Remember, for orders over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the US, and if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or comment section below. I do have links posted in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's get to the top 5. Coming in at number 5 is Cybermen Patrol, up $1.83 to $10.91. That's a 20% increase. This is from the Doctor Who Masters of Evil Commander deck. It's moving up now because of the recent increase in Commander play it's been getting, and because of the speculation that it may be seeing even more play at the end of the year. Traditionally, this has been in Commander builds around cards like Davros Dalek Creator from its pre-con, and Alibu Ancient Witness. However, it recently has seen more play thanks to some cards from Marvel Superheroes products. It's now showing up in decks around Ultron the Annihilator from Marvel Jumpstart, as well as Ultron Artificial Malevolence and Doctor Doom from the main set. Additionally, we learned this week that the Borg in the upcoming Star Trek products are going to be artifact creatures, and they'll have the ability to assimilate other creatures, turning them into artifact creatures as well. This information has increased interest in Cybermen Patrol even further. Here are 2 examples of Borg creatures that have been previewed. These are from the upcoming Star Trek We Are the Borg Commander deck: Borg Queen Perfection Manifest and Bioacid Allocator. Number 4, we didn't need dialogue. We had Faces of the Past of $1.99 to $12. That's a 20% increase. This older one-print wonder moved up a little this week as inventory online declined. I have occasionally seen this appear in Merfolk-centric Commander builds, but even with the light Merfolk support in Marvel Superheroes products, I haven't seen much of an increase in play for Faces of the Past. Now, they did announce yesterday that in February we're going to get a set taking place in a new underwater plane that will feature Merfolk. That set's called Noctis the Sunken Realm. Faces of the Past was moving up prior to the announcement though. Maybe some information leaked out somewhere, or it might just be a coincidence and this increase is simply tied into the card's low inventory. Number 3, Cosmic Cube, up $2.59 to $15. That's a 21% increase. This new Marvel Superheroes card has quickly taken off in the Commander format. It's already appearing in a lot of different builds there, which is why it's moving up now, even though a lot of packs of Marvel are currently being opened. The 2 most popular builds running Cosmic Cube are currently around Tony Stark the Invincible Iron Man and Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., which are both also from the Marvel main set. Number 2 is Dwarven Recruiter. The Odyssey copy's up $5.45 to $8.99. That's a 154% increase. The one from the list is up $7.55 to $8.69. That's a 662% increase. This is spiking now because Mark Rosewater put out some information on Magic's next set, The Hobbit. He said that The Hobbit will have heavy typal themes, and he confirmed that there will be a bunch of dwarf typal cards. After that news broke, speculators quickly jumped on this card, but the question remains: will Dwarven Recruiter be reprinted in The Hobbit or an adjacent product between now and then? Time will tell. We haven't seen many previews from the upcoming set yet, but here's one example of a creature with the dwarf creature type, Thorin Mountain King. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Bosium Strip, up $38.04 to $42.98. That is a 770% increase if you're doing the math at home. This reserve list card has seen a little more Commander play recently around a new card from Marvel Superheroes. The card I'm talking about is Fin Fang Foom, but that's not the reason Bosium Strip is spiking the way it is. This week, Crucible of Words featured a pre-modern Brain Freeze Bosium Strip Storm deck on YouTube. The deck runs 4 of these, and after the video aired, copies quickly disappeared from the marketplace as players and speculators picked them up. How the deck performs long term in the pre-modern meta is yet to be seen, but right now Bozium Strip is hot. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. Tomorrow I am going to do a Magic the Gathering Arena live stream, so I hope you can join us. We'll play a little more Marvel Superheroes draft. Last week we did Trophy, we went 7-2, was a pretty cool deck actually, so if you didn't see that video, check it out. And I hope you can join us tomorrow as well. Until next time though, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.